War versus order. War, in its sheer malice, is the worst disorder possible. Nevertheless, being declared and continuous, the disruptive action of the enemy becomes a great lesson in the rational ordering of one's own conduct. The enemy is in that respect like any dangerous natural force, floods, pests, or storms at sea, against which the arts of government and defense were originally devised. And war, therefore, very much strengthens and tightens order within the lines of each belligerent. Yet to destroy this order in the enemy, to disperse his forces and annihilate his power, is precisely the purpose of war, so that there is a kind of formal contradiction or irony in it, heightening and concentrating order here in order to produce anarchy there. For civilized war is a struggle between governments, not between peoples. On submission, the enemy population is to be spared, assisted, and perhaps annexed, which is the greatest and most unwelcome compliment that one people can pay to another. At any rate, a very strict order is at once to be established among the vanquished and prolonged afterwards under a treaty of peace, so that the systematic effort to create disorder in the enemy ranks is only incidental and provisional. What is to be disorganized is merely the power of the enemy to interfere with one's own organization. Yet the dust, the thunder, the carnage, and the ruin of war seem to make visible some deeper disorder, some suicidal madness in the human race, and it often is so. There may be rational wars, as there are rational surgical operations, not only preventative wars, such as only a very exorbitant, very Machiavellian government likes to undertake, but wars arising by the accidental outbreak of latent antagonisms. The war will be rational on one side or on both, if the true interests of the nation would suffer more by avoiding it than by waging it. This is a dubious calculation, and seldom made in cold blood. Almost always a wind of excitement and ambition at the very thought of war fans the embers into flame, and the conflagration, as we saw in 1914 to 1918, is likely to prove a disaster all round. There is a sort of subterranean chaos, sometimes bursting through the crust of civilization, and something in the individual heart rejoices at that eruption, feels that at last the moment has come to break through its own crust and build itself, as well as the world, on some different plan. Not a better plan, since there is no deeper organism to pronounce on the matter, or to have any stake in it, but simply a relief from this plan, from this routine and this morality, from these surroundings and these prospects. It is what Descartes called the infinity of the will, contrasted with the finitude of reason. But perhaps we might more accurately say that it is the indetermination of matter, or the protoplasm, contrasted with the definite organization of powers and habits in man. A sort of self-hatred and self-contempt, a wild throw for something different, and a deep, dark impulse to challenge and to destroy everything that has the impertinence to exist.